Well, let's see. Mike, your DX60 just sounds great. I wasn't sure what you started out with there, but it wasn't a huge difference in signal. But if I had looked at the meter, I might have saw some difference. But that little DX60 just really sounds pretty good. Ron, okay, on your it's the Viking 1 that you've got there. Well, it's interesting on those electrolytics. You can bring it up and bring it up slowly, and if you don't draw a lot of current out of those things for a while, let them kind of just run, you'd be surprised. W7NWC, W7WAA.
W7WAA and the group W7NWC. Good morning again to you, Pete, there, and good to hear you. Excellent signal here and great audio as always there. And Paul, good morning to you. Great signal. Nothing less than what I'd expect from your QTH there. And good to hear you this morning there, and okay on the coffee there. And Ron, all right on the Viking 1 on the bench. I hope it comes back to life without any hitches or glitches there for you. And okay on Family Day. Nice to have a Monday off, I'm sure. Extended weekend. I've done it enough times that it doesn't faze me much anymore. And I did call Hampton yesterday. That was an interesting story. I looked him up there online, and there was this number to call for reservations, so I called.
All right. Well, first of all, 7-3s to Bob, and to Pete, and to Mike. They're in and out real fast. So 7-3s, guys. Have yourself a wonderful morning, and talk to you soon, I imagine. It's got 3 terminals on it, and usually they got those rubber seals that leak oil, but this thing's sealed up perfectly. It's got epoxy there, like a glass seal on it. So I tested it for leakage, and 0 leakage, nothing, well, not 0, but very low. But in the process, I had to unconnect this thing that looked like a resistor. And one end of it was loose. So I looked up on the schematic, and it was a selenium rectifier, but it looked like a 7-watt, one of those Dow Corning resistors. So I put a bunch of 1N4007s together. I put 5 of them together and put them in line where that thing was, and lo and behold, it was okay. So that's my diode story. So I guess one of the ends came loose in the selenium rectifier. It's an epoxy-filled thing. It's bizarre looking. Anyways, but it works now. Key in there. So I started talking to him, and started talking about tubes, and he mentioned the 6386, which is a tube about the size. Well, it's a little bigger than a 6AL5. I think everybody knows what a 6AL5 is. A little bigger than that. They're about $150 now. So it's used in a processor, in a compressor limiter doodad that Manly Labs has made. Wow, that's pretty cool. So he started talking about the intricacies and all that. It's a double triode, but
since I got the radio, Steve helped me set it up. But I was just doing some experimenting yesterday afternoon, and nobody there to check with to see how it was. I'm just following
the equipment. So it's pretty cool to know the roots behind it. But they can't get those tubes anymore. They're made in China now, and they're about the size of a 12AX7, and the internals look like a 12AT7, if you guys know what that looks like. And so they've managed to mimic it with 2 6BA6s, and he designed an adapter board. And the adapter board plugs in. So there's big write-ups all over the net about this. I've read up about it, so it's pretty cool. But I think all the rest of them have got to take the high road. So you're going to have some fun changing those. B7HLO, B7 Zulu Whiskey Zulu.
Okay, V7 Zulu Whiskey Zulu 7 Hotel Lima Oscar. You still around there, K7 ZOX, Wayne? You still around? I guess we missed him. Oh well. Well, that was interesting. Okay, so... Alright, we're back on track again. Alright, V7 Zulu Whiskey Zulu chat room that I'm in. Okay, Paul, sounds very interesting. Small world, isn't it? And you just never know who you're going to bump into on here. And I'm just looking at the bottom of the Viking 1, and my cap is made by Sprague. And then the rest are, the rest of the caps are, there's a great big huge paper one that's up above it. I think it's a 0.1 microfarad at 600 volts, and then towards the back and center there's two dual caps. One's a 15 at 450 volts dual, and the other one's 15 microfarad at 150. I might even have something I can use to replace with that one. It's amazing, though, how things are a heck of a lot smaller than what they used to be, and yet still have the same capacitance, especially with the electrolytics. It's quite amazing. Sounds like you found some good people. It seems like it's getting harder and harder to find people that you can trust, or people that are even decent. And then when you do find people like that, you just kind of grab onto them. So I'm starting to wake up now. Got my first cup of coffee, and it's just nice being able to be here. I may get on tomorrow morning. I may not. Depends on how early I wake up. I have to make a trip up to Squamish, and then from Squamish be going up with a co-worker of mine. Him and I have some work to do outside at the helipad up in Pemberton. So I'd imagine that it's all snowy up there, so I better bring my boots and whatnot. I guess the antenna got blown down, so we're going to have to move that.